The year is 1453. Imagine a city, Constantinople, once great, the heart of a vast empire, now a fading jewel, clinging to survival. The walls are strong, but the enemy is at the gates. They are the Ottomans, a powerful force sweeping across the land. Their young Sultan, Mehmed II, is determined to conquer the city and claim it for Islam. For centuries, Constantinople stood as a beacon of Christianity. The fate of Constantinople hangs in the balance, a pivotal moment in history. This is the story of the Fall of Constantinople, a tale of courage, betrayal, and the end of an era. The story of Constantinople is not just about the events of 1453, it's about the legacy of an empire, the rise and fall of civilizations. The fall of Constantinople sent shockwaves across Europe, marking the end of the Roman Empire and the rise of the Ottoman Empire. It was a turning point in history, shaping the political and religious landscape for centuries. The Ottoman conquest had profound cultural and religious implications. The city, once a center of Christian learning, was transformed into a symbol of Ottoman might. Even in defeat, Constantinople left an indelible mark on the world. Its rich history and cultural heritage serve as a reminder of the city's enduring legacy. To understand the fall of Constantinople, we must journey back to the years leading up to the siege. The Byzantine Empire, once vast and powerful, was a mere shadow of its former self. Centuries of mismanagement and relentless attacks had chipped away at its strength. The once mighty empire was reduced to a few scattered territories, with Constantinople as its last bastion. Adding to the woes was the rise of the Ottoman Turks, a powerful force sweeping across Anatolia. Their expansion brought them into direct conflict with the Byzantines. Constantinople, strategically located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, became the ultimate prize. Within the walls of Constantinople, Emperor Constantine XI ruled over a city gripped by fear. He was a man of courage, but he inherited an empire in ruins. The city's defenses were crumbling due to neglect and lack of resources. Constantine knew the Ottomans were preparing for a final assault. He desperately appealed to the West for aid, but Europe, divided by its own conflicts, turned a deaf ear. Some Western powers sent meager reinforcements, but it was a mere trickle compared to the Ottoman might. The citizens of Constantinople prepared for the inevitable as best they could. Across the Bosporus, Sultan Mehmed II, a young and ambitious ruler, was mustering his forces. Mehmed, known as the Conqueror, was obsessed with capturing Constantinople. He saw it as his destiny to fulfill the prophecy of Prophet Muhammad. He assembled a vast army equipped with the latest military technology, including powerful cannons. The Sultan's ambition was matched by his ruthlessness, promising his troops untold riches and the spoils of war. As the Ottoman army prepared to march, a sense of dread fell upon Constantinople. The dawn of April 6, 1453, broke over Constantinople like a premonition of doom. The air, heavy with tension, carried the distant rumble of Ottoman cannons. From the ramparts, the defenders watched as the vast Ottoman army fanned out across the hills. Sultan Mehmed II, resplendent in his armor, rode among his troops, his eyes fixed on the prize. Inside the city, Emperor Constantine V rallied his meager forces, a mix of Byzantine soldiers, Genoese mercenaries, and citizen volunteers. He rode through the streets, urging his people to fight for their homes, their faith, their very survival. The earth trembled as the first Ottoman cannons roared to life. Giant stone projectiles smashed against the ancient walls of Constantinople. The bombardment continued day and night, an unrelenting assault designed to shatter the city's defenses. Within the city, buildings crumbled, walls cracked, and the streets became littered with rubble. Yet, the citizens of Constantinople refused to break. They worked tirelessly to repair the battered walls and tend to the wounded. Despite the ferocity of the Ottoman bombardment, the city's defenses held. Each successful defense bolstered the spirits of the defenders. Weeks turned into a month, and still Constantinople held strong. Mehmed, growing increasingly frustrated, realized that the city could not be taken by brute force alone. His advisors suggested alternative tactics. Under cover of darkness, Ottoman engineers and soldiers dragged 70 warships overland into the Golden Horn. The presence of the Ottoman ships in the Golden Horn was a major blow to the morale of the defenders. Constantine, his options dwindling, knew that the situation was becoming increasingly dire. Desperate to break the stalemate, Mehmed conceived a daring plan, a full frontal assault on the walls of Constantinople. On the morning of May 29th, a hush fell over the battlefield. Thousands of Ottoman soldiers prepared to unleash their fury upon the weary defenders. Inside the city, the Byzantine defenders took their positions on the walls. They knew this was likely their last stand, and they were determined to sell their lives dearly. The stage was set for a final, desperate struggle. The silence of dawn was shattered by the roar of Ottoman cannons. Stone balls slammed into the already weakened walls, sending tremors through the city. Mehmed unleashed his full might, a relentless barrage intended to overwhelm the defenders. From the ramparts, the defenders returned fire with their own smaller cannons and a hail of arrows. The initial Ottoman attacks were repelled, but Mehmed hurled wave after wave of his soldiers at the defenses. The defenders, weary and outnumbered, fought with the ferocity of cornered wolves. Amidst the chaos, Emperor Constantine VII moved among his men, a beacon of defiance. His armor, dented and blooded, reflected the ferocity of the fighting. He rallied his weary troops, reminding them of their ancestors who had defended these very walls. Constantine knew the end was near, but he refused to despair. He fought alongside his men, his courage an inspiration. As the Ottoman siege engines battered at the gate of St. Romanus, a sense of dread descended upon the defenders. The walls were crumbling, the defenders dwindling, and the enemy seemed inexhaustible. With a deafening crash, the gate of St. Romanus splintered and gave way. Ottoman soldiers surged through the breach, a wave of humanity crashing into the city. The defenders, their ranks thinned, fought valiantly but were quickly overwhelmed. Panic spread through the streets as the news of the breach reached the heart of the city. Civilians who had endured weeks of bombardment now faced the unrestrained fury of an invading army. The streets of Constantinople, once bustling with life, were transformed into a scene of unimaginable horror and despair. The fall of Constantinople sent shockwaves across the world. In Europe, news of the city's capture was met with a mixture of disbelief and horror. The once mighty Byzantine Empire, the last vestige of Roman glory, had fallen to the Islamic Ottomans. It was a seismic event, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in world history. The immediate aftermath of the conquest was brutal. The city, once a thriving metropolis, lay in ruins, its streets littered with the bodies of its defenders and citizens. Those who survived the initial onslaught faced a grim fate: enslavement, forced conversion, or a life lived under Ottoman rule. The Hagia Sophia, the magnificent cathedral that had stood for centuries as a symbol of Christianity, was stripped of its religious icons and transformed into a mosque, a powerful symbol of the Ottoman triumph and the decline of Eastern Christianity. The fall of Constantinople had profound geopolitical implications. It marked the end of the Silk Road, the lucrative trade route that had connected East and West for centuries. With Constantinople under Ottoman control, European powers were forced to seek alternative routes to the east, leading to the age of exploration and the eventual discovery of the New World. The under Ottoman rule Constantinople, renamed Istanbul, underwent a dramatic transformation, becoming a symbol of the empire's power and cultural renaissance. Mehmed II, eager to legitimize his conquest and solidify his control over the city, embarked on an ambitious program of rebuilding and repopulation, aiming to restore the city's former glory and surpass it. He encouraged Turkish settlement in the city, offering incentives to those willing to relocate from other parts of the empire, thus ensuring a loyal and productive population. He also invited people from various religious and ethnic backgrounds to settle in Istanbul, hoping to create a more cosmopolitan and prosperous city, rich in diversity and culture. Mehmed II, a ruler of considerable vision, understood the importance of religious tolerance in maintaining stability within his newly acquired territory, promoting a sense of unity among his subjects. While Islam became the dominant religion, he allowed the Greek Orthodox Church to continue functioning, albeit under strict Ottoman control, ensuring a degree of continuity for the local population. This policy of relative tolerance, while not without its challenges, contributed to the city's gradual recovery and its emergence as a vibrant center of trade and culture under Ottoman rule, attracting merchants and artisans from far and wide. The rebuilding of Istanbul was as much about erasing the legacy of Byzantium as it was about establishing Ottoman dominance, creating a new identity for the city. Mosques, bathhouses and markets sprung up across the city, often built on the ruins of Byzantine churches and palaces, symbolizing the new era. The city's skyline, once dominated by the dome of the Hagia Sophia, was now punctuated by the slender minarets of Ottoman mosques, a visible reminder of the shift in power and faith marking the dawn of a new epoch. The fall of Constantinople in 1453 was a seismic event, the echoes of which reverberate even today, shaping the course of history in ways both seen and unseen. It marked the end of an empire, the Byzantine Empire, which for over 1,000 years had stood as a beacon of civilization, a bridge between East and West, a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. The city, once the heart of a vast realm, became a symbol of the ebb and flow of power, a reminder that even the mightiest empires are not immune to the currents of history, their legacies etched in stone and memory. The conquest of Constantinople by the Ottoman Turks, a rising power fueled by Islamic fervor and military might, sent shockwaves across Europe, altering the balance of power. It shattered the illusion of Christian invincibility, fueling fears of further Ottoman expansion into the heart of Europe, and reshaping the geopolitical landscape. The fall of such a strategically important city, a linchpin between continents and a hub of trade and culture, had profound geopolitical and economic consequences that resonated for centuries, influencing trade routes and cultural exchanges. But the fall of Constantinople was not just a military defeat, it was a cultural and religious watershed moment, a turning point in the history of civilizations. The city, once a center of Orthodox Christianity and a repository of classical knowledge, underwent a profound transformation under Ottoman rule, blending cultures and traditions. The Hagia Sophia, for centuries a symbol of Christian faith, became a mosque, its mosaics plastered over, its bells silenced, a poignant reminder of the shifting tides of history and the enduring legacy of human endeavor. Yet, even in defeat, the legacy of Constantinople endured, echoing through the ages as a symbol of resilience and transformation. The city, renamed Istanbul, rose again under the Ottomans, transformed into a vibrant center of Islamic learning, art and architecture, blending the old with the new. The Ottomans, to their credit, were not merely conquerors. They were builders and patrons of the arts, who left their own indelible mark on the city's landscape and culture, enriching it with their unique contributions. Istanbul, under the Ottomans, became a melting pot of cultures, a vibrant hub where different traditions and ideas converged. A place where East met West, creating a unique blend of cultural and historical influences. Where the echoes of Byzantium mingled with the vibrancy of the Ottoman Empire, creating a rich tapestry of history. The fall of Constantinople, while a tragedy for the Byzantine Empire, also opened a new chapter in world history, reshaping the geopolitical landscape. The Ottoman conquest, by severing trade routes between East and West, forced European powers to seek alternative paths to the riches of the Orient, sparking a new era of exploration. This in turn fueled the Age of Exploration, a period marked by unprecedented global discovery and expansion. leading to the discovery of new lands, new peoples, and new opportunities for trade and cultural exchange. The rise of global trade, connecting distant corners of the world in a web of commerce and communication. And the interconnected world we live in today, a world shaped by the legacies of these historical events. Today, Istanbul stands as a testament to its complex and layered past, a city where history is alive in every corner. The city's skyline, a silhouette of domes and minarets, whispers tales of emperors and sultans, of conquests and resilience, of a city that has seen it all. The Hagia Sophia, now a museum, stands as a symbol of both empires, a bridge between two worlds, a silent witness to the ebb and flow of history, to the rise and fall of great civilizations, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming change, the essence of a place can endure. The human spirit endures, adapts, and finds a way to rebuild and reimagine itself, creating a future that honors the past. Please like, comment your thoughts, share, and subscribe for more historical videos like this.